The Ford F-650 has been a staple on the road for many years, constantly being updated to match modern trucking needs. It's easy to see why this model is one of Ford's best sellers, not only featuring superior quality craftsmanship and durability, but also boasting the impressive power we've come to know and expect from a Ford truck. Whether you're thinking of getting one for yourself or if you've never heard about it before, you're going to want to stick around because we'll not only be breaking down what makes the Ford F-650 such a marvel of vehicular engineering that outshines the competition, but also helps you understand if this model is the right choice for you. Join us as we take a look at this enormous car. The F-650 was first introduced in 2000 as a direct replacement for the Ford L-Series. The L-Series had been Ford's medium truck line since 1974 and had been very successful. But by the new millennium it was time for an update, and Ford didn't disappoint with the F-650. The F-650 features several upgrades and improvements over the L-Series, including a more powerful engine, updated styling, and increased payload capacity. It's no wonder this truck has been so popular with both commercial and private users alike. So what makes the F-650 so special? Let's take a closer look. The F-650 was created to cater to businesses that needed assistance transporting items from one place to another. Seems easy enough, right? The F-650 was originally assembled in Escobedo, Mexico, but later on the assembly of the F-650 was moved over to the United States. As the years went by, Ford focused on the changing needs of truckers by introducing more options for the F-650. The 2016 model featured a 6.7-liter Power-Stroke V8 engine and 3 different cab styles: regular, extended, and crew. It also came in 2 bed lengths, 8 feet and 10 feet. With these changes, Ford showed that it was serious about entering various segments of the commercial market and was willing to invest in research to do so. Needless to say, it quickly became one of Ford's most popular models, and for good reason. The F-650's massive 6.7-liter V8 engine produces an incredible amount of torque, making it more than capable of handling just about any workload you throw its way. Its phenomenal success is largely due to the fact that its F-650 models are continuing to add features that businesses, car owners, and companies just can't say no to. In August 2016, the results speak for themselves. In just the first half of 2016, Ford had managed to sell more F-650s than it had in all of 2015. And this wasn't just a one-time occurrence, but an actual trend that has steadily continued up until 2019. As a matter of fact, sales for the F-650 are increasing by up to 40% every year. It's also worth mentioning that the F-650 is one of the few trucks on the market that's available in both a gas and diesel option. So no matter what your preferred fuel type is, you'll be able to find an F-650 that's perfect for you. Fast forward to 2022, and Ford is making history by introducing a brand new feature to the F-650, an integrated air compressor with a 7.3-liter gas engine. Naturally, this will assist Ford in reaching its goal of getting the gas engine model up to par with a diesel-powered engine, as only the diesel engine version of the F-650 currently has an integrated air compressor. In the past, companies didn't have much choice but to pick the diesel engine variant. However, now both companies and regular consumers may reap the benefits of cheaper gas that comes with a gas engine model without compromising safety features like air brakes. Also keep in mind that the gas-powered version of the F-650 costs almost $10,000 less than its diesel counterpart. The Ford F-650 might not officially be classified as a monster truck, but it definitely comes pretty close. In fact, the F-650 is one of the most expensive vehicles in Ford's entire lineup, costing almost as much as their supercar, the Ford GT. Given that the Ford F-150 truck is already the best-selling vehicle in America, it's hard to imagine that its larger cousin, the F-650, is almost unheard of outside of industrial use or other similar purposes. There really isn't any reason to own this oversized super pickup, especially given its hefty price tag. Okay, so the F-650 is highly successful. We get that. But what exactly makes it so special compared to other heavy-duty trucks? Well, not only is the F-650 powerful, but it also sports some impressive craftsmanship. In fact, many of the F-650 models manufactured in 2000 are still operational, which testifies to its durability. They are not difficult to find either. A quick search online will pull up many results. Furthermore, they don't depreciate much in value. A good condition older model with under 100,000 miles on it will usually sell for around $15,000 to $20,000. Granted, prices can always vary depending on the seller and other relevant circumstances. If you've heard of the F650 before, you may have noticed people refer to it as Thor's behemoth or the sleeping monster, and there's a good reason for that. The Ford F650 is one of the biggest trucks on the market. While not as big as its sibling the F750, it's still a force to be reckoned with. The Ford F650 measures a whopping 8 feet wide and 9 feet tall. It's also quite long, coming in at just over 19 feet. This makes it one of the largest trucks you can buy, which is perfect if you need a vehicle that can handle big loads. And seeing how the F650 can haul up to 50,000 pounds, it'll need that extra size for sure. Now that we've covered some of the basics around the Ford F650, it's time to talk about whether or not this model is the right choice for you. If you need a truck that's big, powerful, and able to handle just about anything you throw its way, then absolutely, the F650 is perfect for companies or individuals who need a reliable workhorse of a vehicle. It's also a good choice if you need a truck that's available in both gas and diesel variants. However, if you're simply looking for a truck to use for leisurely activities like going on camping trips or picking up large items from the home improvement store, then you might want to consider one of Ford's smaller vehicles like the F-150 or the Ranger. While the F650 is more than capable of doing these things, it's really overkill if that's all you need it for. Let's take a moment to discuss its interior, shall we? After all, you'll be spending a lot of time in your truck, so it's important to make sure that it's comfortable. Unfortunately, the F650 somewhat disappoints in this department. The interior does have some positives. For example, it's spacious and well-appointed with plenty of room for both passengers and cargo. The seats are comfortable, and there's a wealth of storage space throughout the truck, so you'll never have to worry about where you're going to put your things. And speaking of storage, the Ford F650 also comes equipped with a huge underseat storage area that's perfect for keeping your tools and other supplies close at hand. You'll also find a handy center console that's great for holding maps, drinks, and whatever else you might need while on the road. Sadly, though, this is where the positives of the F650's interior come to an end. Although the F650 is highly expensive, it doesn't come with many luxury features in the cabin to match its insane price tag. But perhaps that was intentional, as seeing how the truck was designed to be driven off-road into dirt, mud, and other similar terrains, you can drive it safely and not have to worry about ruining some expensive leather seats and such. Hooray, I guess. Moreover, there are a few other things to keep in mind before purchasing one. First, the F650 really is a massive truck, so make sure you have enough space to store it. Second, newer models aren't exactly cheap, as those looking to get their hands on one should expect to shell out upwards of $150,000, so be prepared to dig deep into your wallet if you want to get your hands on one. It's also worth mentioning that the F650 is highly customizable, so if you need a truck that is specifically outfitted for your business, Ford can probably accommodate you. Although that does come at a cost of nearly doubling its original cost, as a fully customized F650 may set you upwards of $100,000 at the very least. All things considered, the Ford F650 is an impressive beast of a truck that's sure to get the job done no matter what you need it for. If you're in need of a big, powerful vehicle that won't let you down, the F650 is sure to deliver. If you're looking for a car that's comparable in size to the Ford F650, there are a few other options on the market worth considering. The Chevrolet Silverado 2500 HD is a good choice if you're looking for a gas-powered option. It's not quite as big as the F650, measuring 8 feet wide and just under 9 feet tall, but is still a very capable truck. If you need something that's a bit bigger, the Ford F750 is worth taking a look at. It's essentially a larger version of the F650, measuring 8.5 feet wide and 9.5 feet tall. However, it should be noted that the F750 is only available with a diesel engine. On the flip side, if you're looking for something a bit more affordable, then you may want to take a look at the Ford F550, as it's also worth considering. It's not quite as powerful as the F650, but it's still a very capable truck that starts at around $50,000. Ford appears to have a positive future with their pickup truck business. It looks like all Ford wants is to expand its share of the trucking market. Seeing their commitment to upgrades and paying attention to what customers want certainly makes achieving their goal highly plausible. So there you have it, everything you need to know about the Ford F-650. Is this model the right choice for you? Only you can decide that. But now that you know all there is to know about this big, powerful truck, you're one step closer to making your decision. We've got more interesting stuff for you. Check out our other videos on our channel.